Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, it's been quite some while I've been here. Yeah, so let's go straight to the topic. With the title of this video, you would know what I'll be talking about today. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the reality of marriage. Now, marriage is one thing that every matured human would want to experience. Majority, yeah. So now, sometimes marriage seems to be so rosy, yeah, but nothing until you get inside. You see that there are a lot of things involved in marriage. Yeah, there you have the laws, which has to do with the in-laws and your relationship with them, even the relationship with your spouse, relationship with your children. There comes about responsibilities, lots and lots of responsibilities. In fact, when one is now married, their sole responsibility have to now be their immediate family, their current family, in which has just been made. Yeah, and every other thing at times now seems to be secondary. Well, money have to be made, isn't it? So that the children and everybody in the family could be comfortable. Why? Because feeding is necessary, comfortability is necessary, and yeah, education is also necessary. So yeah, all these are all involved in marriage. Aside from these things that are physical things that you can actually see, let's talk about the abstract things. The abstract. Now, let's talk about relationships. How well you keep relationships with your spouses, your children, your parents. Yeah, because sometimes some women, actually, especially women, whenever they get married, they forget their people. Yeah, like they no longer call to say dad, hi, hello dad, good evening dad. Oh mom, good evening mom, good day mom. I just decided to call you. Sometimes it's just totally been cut off. That relationship is cut off. See, it's reality. It happens. It happens. Some people, it actually happens to them. Sometimes it might not really be their fault. Sometimes it might just be the kind of spouse that they got married to. Maybe the person doesn't want the woman to keep on relating with her people. And funny as it is, there are so many women that will oblige to it, that we agree to it for peace just to reign. So there are quite a lot of things that happens in marriage, and these things, like I say, are physical things. In fact, the spiritual aspect is there, the abstract things are there. Now, another thing again is relationship between you and your siblings. Sometimes some people get married and the relationship between them and their siblings totally just cut off. Sometimes when it has to do with the male, you see that all concentration now starts to be on the woman that the male has gotten married to. Why? You see, um, it's not start it's not starts like this. The woman is not good. She has actually made the man to forget about his family and all that. So marriage is not what someone can actually just jump into. Is it the aspect where the man have to think about the way he's going to provide, how he's going to navigate his daily activities to ensure that he earns money so that the family can actually eat and have food on their table? Is it that, or is it how the woman would think of how she would be a good mother, clean the house, wash clothes, ensure that she prepared the children for school, she wakes up very early and all that, she carries pregnancy, she gives birth. It entails a lot. Sometimes with all this, it can also bring gaps and bridges to relationship that has been made before, even before this marriage. Relationships like the relationship you had with your parents, your siblings. Yes, sometimes it can actually bring gap. Now, sometimes these parents or these siblings sometimes actually do not understand that another responsibility have taken fold in your life, and you really have to give it an attention. It's now your main priority. It's now your primary responsibility. Sometimes they just feel like maybe your other spouses have started instigating them on you. They started instigating them in your mind, started making them feel as if they are not good. That's why you no longer call. That's why you no longer communicate with them. At times, it's not just that. At times, it's just responsibilities are too much. Day-to-day activities, sometimes you get overwhelmed. Sometimes you might even just want to say, let me give mom a call, but before you know, you're so tired and you just lie on the bed and you just zoom off. You just you just fall asleep. Yeah. So if one is trying to get married, they should ensure that they are all in one, like they are getting married and ensuring that they will be able to navigate all the responsibilities, and ensures that you know relationship that have been made before, there are no bridges and no gaps. And aside from your own family you had previously, one should know that they are going to have an additional what family. Yeah, additional family. Even if it is the man, you still have to know you now have an additional family. Your wife's family is now your family, and the woman's family also. Sorry, and for the woman, the man's family is now also has. At times, the may own might not be so tedious. I don't know. Should I put it that way? Or should I say it's not so extreme? Or I don't know what to say. No, what do I mean by that? Sometimes because the society, aside from Islam says that when a woman gets married, she should still bear her father's name, because she will forever become her father's daughter, and she would never become someone's daughter just because she had gotten married. No, she will still be her father's daughter. So Islam says a woman should what? Still bear her father's name even after she gets married. But the society we are now, like in Nigeria, for example, when a woman is to go for a youth service corps, a national youth service corps, which is NYC, she's expected to change. That is, if she's married, she's expected to change her name from her father's name to her husband's name. That way, the government will know, oh, she's now married because of that man's name. She's now being, oh, she's married, so they can actually transfer her to wherever her husband is for her to do her service there. That is, if she must do her service, her national youth service corps, wherever her husband is. Without that, nothing. It's one of the requirements one have to do, changing your name from your previous name to your husband's name. So you can see they are two different things. Religion will tell you this, and the society will tell you to do this. So at times, some people, they just combine the two because it's actually acceptable that one can bear three names, isn't it? At times they tell you what's your first name, what's your last name, and sometimes other names. So it's actually not a big deal. You can actually just still put your father's name there and put your husband's name there. So that's that. So marriage entails a lot. In fact, I think women do have a lot to do more, like in relationship to regards to the other family. I don't know, like a woman that got married now, she can actually go more deep in forming alliance with her other family, which is her husband's family, that she's now a new part of. Men don't have to change their name from their father's name to the woman's name, no, right? And aside from that, there are other things again, like a woman, treating her in-laws as if they are own family. And I know that has to be for both sides, actually. Even me, I expected to also do that. Yeah. But at times, sometimes, like I said, the society, really want the woman to go very, very deep in forming a relationship with the other family. And that's not bad at all. It's actually good. But I'm just trying to say there's a slight difference or quite difference between the man and the woman. So yeah, now if someone is single, for example, and they want to get married, let's say a lady, and she has been bearing her father's name and she doesn't want to change her father's name to her husband's name, and the society is saying you have to do this because it's one of the requirements for you to be able to achieve this and that, then I think you're not ready, isn't it? You're not ready. That is, if you don't want to change your father's name, you're not ready. It's either you're adding you're adding up the father's name, the husband's name, and you're just good with it, since three names is normal. And I think even when one is to travel out of the country or so, and you have to do your international passport as a married woman, I don't really know it, but I think you have to ensure that you have your husband's name included in your name. That is, if you must travel as a married woman and with your family. I think so. Yeah, not really sure about that. Is. Okay, so yeah, so please, if you must get married as a woman, as a man, just know that there are gonna be a lot of changes in your life. Yeah. Either good or bad, but we all pray for good things. Sometimes it's not even the way you have dreamt of it. Sometimes it's not the way you have thought of it. Maybe one day you just came back from school as an higher institution student, you just lie down and you were just thinking, oh my god, when I finally get married, I'm going to rest. When I finally get married, I'm going to love my spouses like this. Like, I'll never treat them bad. I'll never do them this. Or I'm going to be so good. I'm going to make it so, I'm going to be a good parent. I'm going to be a good parent, a perfect parent, a this and that. Sometimes it doesn't actually turn out to be that way. I'm not saying it's always going to turn out bad, no. But at times it's not the way you think it's going to be so perfect. It's going to be. You should be expecting some lapses from yourself because we are all humans, isn't it? So we are not perfect. So yeah, that is it. So when next you think about marriage and you think it's all going to be rosy and perfect, no. It's not. And if you see anyone telling you that their marriage is so perfect, I think they're telling you a lie. Don't get me wrong, I don't mean that marriage is bad, and I don't mean some people's marriage are not so beautiful. No, I'm just trying to tell you that no marriage is perfect. Yeah. So, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye. Bye.